Good afternoon. Thank you, Dr. Shashi. Before we go into understanding why learn SICS, let's see who all should be learning SICS. Each and everyone who is doing cataract surgery, who wants to do cataract surgery, should learn SICS. Be it a postgraduate student, phaco trainee, busy phaco practitioner, everyone should be learning SICS. Any student who joins for ophthalmology, the girl or boy, the basic idea would be to become a phaco surgeon. Should we start teaching them phaco straight away? I personally feel that still the training should start with ECC, with suturing, because that is the only time then where we are going to teach them suturing under microscope, or else they'll have to, after they finish a PG, join for a cornea fellowship. So unless they learn their suturing, when they land up in problems during their phaco or SICS, they'll be in big trouble. So once they've got used to the stereopsis, using microscope, suturing, then should we teach them phaco? I feel it should be SICS first. Simply for the reason that that person would be learning the different critical steps of phacoemulsification when he's being taught SICS. Everything. It's like a child learning to stand, walk, run, and then finally becomes an adult, do something which requires a hand, eye, foot coordination, like phacoemulsification. So the basics he can learn from SICS. Basics of tunnel construction, basics of capsule management. The beauty of SICS is that it can be done through a can opener capsulotomy. You don't need a proper capsulorhexis to do a perfect SICS. So let that student learn rhexis, and from the beginning, okay, let him or her try capsulorhexis, but if it runs to the periphery, it can be converted to can opener, and he can continue learning the rest of the steps of the cataract surgery. If it is phaco, it runs to periphery, and the only way out is for him to hand it over to his senior, and then that's the end of his learning in that case. So capsule management. One more advantage with learning a capsulorhexis in SICS, and capsulorhexis in SICS is big. It has to be big. Otherwise you'll land up in trouble. So when it is a large rhexis, during hydro procedures, these kids really don't know how much fluid to press. See, if it's a small rhexis and you inject quite a lot of fluid, there is always a real possibility of something like a pseudo-expulsive. It will feel like it goes really hard. I mean, it will feel like an expulsive thing only. And the capsule, posterior capsule can break, and there is a real risk of nucleus drop. So again, the hydro procedures can be taught in SICS much more easily. Then you learn how to manage the nucleus, see how to prolapse it properly, how to deliver it. And it is critical in phaco learning phase, and even for an established phaco surgeon to know how to bring out the nucleus from the through a self-sealing wound. Now let's go to the next level. The next level will be either a senior resident or a fellow or a trainee. See, these people would have learned some bit of cataract surgery They know how to use a microscope properly, but they're not really perfect with their SICS or whatever. Knowing a proper SICS, a perfect SICS, is a definite strong backup plan. You go for a FACO training. You are given, you pay this much money, and you have a chance to do 25 FACOs. You're supposed to learn in 25 FACOs. If you start learning your Rexes and tunneling and hydro in the initial cases, and it's absolute waste. So if you have perfect your SICS, then you can safely go in for your FACO training as a senior resident or as a fellow, whatever. The problem with not perfecting all these Rexes, as I said, it runs to the periphery. Your chance to do FACO emulsification in that case is lost. So it's best to perfect your SICS and then go for a FACO emulsification. Then again, if you have a complication, you can manage the nucleus bits comfortably if you know SICS. I've seen very senior expert FACO surgeons struggling to bring out the last bit of nucleus because through the tunnel, because they're not used to SICS. So even in this phase of learning, SICS should be learned first. Then you go into practice. Once you've finished your training, you go into practice. You join a hospital or you start your own practice. The doubts are high. You're in a hospital, your seniors, your MD, they want to see the best results from you, and your patient also. See, they don't know you. You are an unknown entity. They expect the perfect result, the perfect vision from the first day itself. See, when you are senior, when you are established, if there is some corneal edema or striate keratopathy, and the vision is not optimal on the first day, you can always tell, okay, when it will clear off, you'll have good vision in 1 week. See, they'll believe you. But if you are a new surgeon, that sort of acceptance is not there, and you always feel, as a surgeon who is starting off, you always feel that, the other person, whether you're the patient or their relatives, have a doubt on your skill. So, when you start on your own, you can't invest on all this real higher end FACO machines like Centurion or all these things, Signature. Believe me, there is a huge lot of difference in a basic FACO machine and then the higher end FACO machine, especially for the very difficult cases, the real hard cataracts and all. So, if you have a hard cataract, as the last speaker in the other session was telling, see, your basic aim when you're starting off, as I said, is to give the best results. A hard cataract, you can safely do a SICS, get a crystal clear cornea on the first day, and that's it. You can just tell that there might be some amount of subconjunctival hemorrhage. Or you have something like this, zonular dialysis. See, zonular dialysis, patient with zonular dialysis, cataract surgery can be done easily and safely through using FACO. You have all those rings and hooks and all. But you are in your solo practice and you don't want the nucleus to go down. See, FACO, there is always a definite risk of it going down. That's always there. And imagine you having to refer this patient to the vitreoretinal surgeon. It's early in your career, and it's not really nice. You can safely do SICS in zonular dialysis, and again going into a small pupil. See, phaco, yes, it can easily be done in a small pupil, especially if you use hooks. And I'm not using a hook here. Through a small capsular access, phaco can be done. But SICS also can be done safely in a small pupil. You should understand that SICS can be done using can opener capsulotomy. It's extremely dangerous to try capsular access and SICS, especially if the nucleus is hard in a small pupil. But you can safely do a can opener capsulotomy and complete it and give excellent results. So in all these difficult cases, early in your practice, my suggestion is that you should do SICS on these cases, and for that you should be learning SICS. Now, see, there are some surgeons who have become busy practitioners through their SICS alone, but for some reasons, because of peer pressure, the patient pressure, they want to do phaco also. They go for a training, and even for them, if they try phaco, on a case like this, it's playing with fire. See, it's got zonal dialysis, it's a small pupil, it's a black cataract. It's not a safe surgery. Phaco can be done, but it might be better to go for SICS in these cases. So for the early phaco surgeon also, it's not time to just say, okay, I'm not going to do SICS now. Then there are some people who do thriving business with SICS alone. So we have the most successful cataract surgeon in Kerala, Dr. P. Shashikumar, one of the richest cataract ophthalmologists. He does SICS alone. His mantra for success is he does all his cases under topical. So we'll have a talk on topical SICS. He does only topical SICS. And his patients know, because it's the way you put it. If you can convince your patient that the results of SICS is as good as phaco, it is. When you're not lying to the patient, and you can tell that since the results are good, you're going to get the same intraocular lens inside. A phaco surgeon will do it for 28,000. I can do it for 22,000. There's a 6,000 rupee difference. So if the patient believes in you, like the patients believe Dr. Shashikumar or Dr. M.S. Ravindra of Bangalore, then again, you don't really have to progress to phacoemulsification just for peer pressure effect. You can continue to do SICS if your results are good, if your patient's happy with it. Then, for an expert phaco surgeon, it's a backup plan. It's a definite backup plan. See, not all surgeons can afford to have 2 or 3 phaco machines in the OT. See, I have had situations when midway through the surgery, midway through my phacoemulsification, the machine just stopped functioning. It's not the handpiece, something happened with the phaco machine, and it's just stopped functioning. See, I can't just stop the surgery, and I don't want a sutured wound. Absolutely, I don't want a sutured wound. You can easily convert to SICS and give the patient a non-sutured wound and the best results. You do a temporal SICS, the astigmatism induced is minimum. Though I should not be telling, there have been situations where I have an OT list of 30, At the 18th case, it goes off. I didn't send off the rest of the 12. I did SICS on them. Fine. Like the first patient and the 30th patient, all were happy. So it is a definite backup plan for a phacosurgeon. Then you have posterior capsular rent. As I mentioned in the beginning, to manage these nucleus bits, you need the skill to bring out these nucleus bits through a tunnel. So that I learned when I learned and perfected my SICS. So my belief is that each and everyone who is doing, who wants to do phacoemulsification should learn SICS. Thank you.